Imagine this. You're standing in your own hallway, the weight of your daughter's sobs bleeding through a closed bedroom door. Inside, she's sitting cross-legged on her bed, holding the shattered remains of something she worked for, something she saved for, now destroyed in the most senseless, petty way. And all you can think is, this was her sanctuary, her one safe place, and now that's gone too. All because your brother-in-law, your wife's brother, and his 18-year-old daughters moved into your home. It's not supposed to feel like this, but it does. It started 10 months ago. Sammy, my wife's brother, lost his home shortly after a bitter divorce. No one in the family stepped up. Not their parents, not their cousins, not a single sibling offered space. My wife came to me with wide eyes and a shaking voice. "They need help," she said. "It's temporary." I said yes. Of course I said yes. He moved in with his twin daughters, Olivia and Sloane, 18, legally adults, but clearly still learning the rules of respect. We cleared out the guest room, made space in the kitchen, adjusted routines. My wife was grateful. Sammy was humbled. His daughters weren't. At first, it was little things. My daughter, Zoe, she's 16, mentioned that some of her clothes went missing. A hoodie here, a phone case there. Then it escalated. Earrings, her laptop charger, even her school laptop went missing for 2 full days before it magically reappeared, stuffed under the twins' bed with a cracked corner and no explanation. She came to me quietly, head down, voice barely above a whisper. "Dad, they just take stuff." I confronted them gently, explained that Zoe values her privacy, that her room is her space. Sammy brushed it off. "They're girls," he said. "Teenage girls borrow stuff all the time. It's what sisters do." "They're not sisters," I said. But it didn't matter, because to my wife, they were family. And to everyone but Zoe, her boundaries didn't seem to count. Then came the final straw. Zoe had been saving for weeks. Babysitting gigs, odd jobs for neighbors. She skipped getting fast food with friends, skipped online impulse buys, all to save up for a $60 MAC makeup kit that she had wanted for months. It wasn't just makeup, it was art to her. The palette was designed like a paint set, colors organized like a canvas. She showed it to me with a smile that could light the whole house. One day, she came home from school, walked into her room, and found it. Not stolen, not missing, but destroyed. The colors were mixed together. Pigments blurred into each other like muddy water. Brushes caked with product, left on her desk like abandoned tools after a crime scene. The packaging dented, the mirror cracked. And on her bed, lying next to the ruined palette, was a smug little note. "Borrowed." She cried. I mean, she really cried. That kind of full-body heartbreak you only see in kids who worked hard for something and had it taken. Not just physically, but emotionally. It wasn't just about makeup. It was about dignity. It was about the fact that no one listened when she said stop. That night, I walked into her room and found her packing things into a cardboard box. Jewelry, phone cables, the rest of her makeup, even her sketchbook. She was planning to take it all out of the house to keep it safe. I've never felt more ashamed. The next day, I installed a lock on her bedroom door. It wasn't fancy, just a basic key lock. But it was a line in the sand. Sammy saw it the next morning. His face went pale. "What's this?" I told him the truth. I told him that, until his daughters could learn to respect privacy, Zoe's door stays locked. His response? My daughters aren't thieves, he spat. They're girls. This is normal. He looked me dead in the eye and said Zoe was the problem. That she shouldn't be using adult makeup. That she should buy cheaper stuff from Walmart. That this entire situation was a reflection of a defect in her personality. He called my daughter defective because she wanted to protect her belongings. That's when something inside me snapped. I told him this wasn't up for debate. That lock stays, and that it doesn't come off until he and his daughters are out of this house. My wife? She was furious. She said I embarrassed the girls, said I should be treating them like daughters, that the lock was a message, an insult, one they wouldn't forget, that her family would hate me for drawing a line, and maybe they will. But I reminded her of something she didn't want to hear. No one else in her family offered Sammy a place to stay. They knew better. They just didn't say it out loud. Now, she's giving me and Zoe the silent treatment. The girls won't even make eye contact with us. Sammy walks around like he owns the place, arms folded, sighing loudly like he's the victim here. But the thing that hurts the most? My wife, my daughter's mother, hasn't once asked how Zoe is doing, hasn't once told her she's sorry, hasn't once replaced the makeup that was destroyed. So here I am, in a house that doesn't feel like home anymore, caught between being a father and a peacekeeper, between boundaries and bloodlines, between what's right and what's family. And every time I see Zoe walk past those girls in the hallway with her eyes to the floor, clutching her backpack like a shield, I remember one thing. She's not asking for a fight. She's just asking to be left alone. So, am I the asshole? For putting a lock on my daughter's door? For protecting her when no one else would? For refusing to let grown adults treat her like a free-for-all? For standing my ground in the one place I should be allowed to? Or am I just the only one in this house who remembers what the word home is supposed to mean? This one hits different, doesn't it? Because it's not about makeup. It's not about teenage drama. It's about something far more sacred: boundaries. This story reminds us that sometimes the hardest thing to do isn't drawing the line. It's keeping it drawn when the people closest to you want to step over it. This dad did what so many of us struggle to do. He stood up for someone when it would have been easier to just keep the peace. But protecting someone's peace is the fight, especially when they're vulnerable, especially when they're your child. What really stings here is the silence. The silence from a mother who should have been the first to step in. The silence from a family that turned a blind eye. And the silence that falls over a home when people forget that respect is not optional, even under your roof. So now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever been Zoe? Fighting for your space in your own home? Have you ever had to be the only one who stood up when no one else would? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share your stories. And if this hit home, send it to someone who needs to hear it. And remember, here at AITA Story Vault, we tell the stories that deserve to be heard. Thanks for listening.